The Honorable Ras Baraka.
To the mayor of our great city, my council colleagues, my family that have stood by me without prejudice, and to the mighty residents of the South Ward, I am honored to be here today on this auspicious and historical occasion to finally, after some 16 long years, serve you as the South Ward Councilman of Newark, New Jersey. It has truly been a long and sometimes tumultuous years, but each time we were knocked down, we had the courage and the strength to get back up. And I know even today, Joan Whitlow, that there are those that question my ability to make this happen, to struggle daily with the lives of our children, and to struggle for greater democracy in our city at the same time. But there is no contradiction in that. There are many that would abdicate their responsibility or question my intentions from the shadows of indifference and the crowded spaces of opportunism and cowardice. I say differently, that oftentimes I sacrifice myself, my family, my time, and sometimes my immediate happiness for a cause greater than myself. But I truly believe that the fight for the safety and future of our children is the same as the fight for our families and our communities. I am also more than certain than ever before that history will absolve me. But more important than anything else is that the people of the South Ward understood that and showed on May 11th at the polls that they agreed with me. So, by the grace of God and the will of the people, I stand before you here today. We know that these are important and grave times for working families, children, seniors, and the most vulnerable sectors of our society. We are living in a time where economic freedom and growing markets have become the chief organizing principle of government, where in a so-called post-Cold world and so-called post-racist society, everything is for sale, even culture and race itself, where healthcare, education, prison, and now even our water has become commodities for continued public distribution. Where more privatization is the answer for a shrinking public resource and therefore shrinking public discussion and ultimately a shrinking of democracy as we know it today, where the last market is the public market, where even our ideas are for sale. This is the atmosphere, the stage for some of the worst economic times that working people in this country have ever seen. I say working people because while South Ward mothers raising children on their own are asked to take 2 days off a month of an already meager salary, or sanitation workers are threatened with privatization and reduction of benefits, Port Authority is making record profits. While we are threatening to lay off police officers in a city where dead black boys is quicker to come by than a decent supermarket, the Passaic Valley Sewage Company sits on our resource and on our land and is woefully negligent in its responsibility to this city. While we use draconian measures to threaten obscene tax hikes for the few homeowners that have been loyal to the city for decades, we have not found the will to close the doors of the Prudential Arena until they pay their debt to the families of this town. While our children's schools are threatened with closure, overcrowded classrooms, destruction of after-school programs, and loss of guidance counselors, Prudential, as of March 31st, 2010, has at least $693 billion worth of assets. Their net income for the first quarter this year was $699 million, way up from $427 million this time last year. Yes, there is a recession, but a recession for working families, for service employees, for transportation workers, for public employees and small businesses. There is not a recession for everyone. No, not everyone, Governor Christie. except those that make over $400,000 a year. For those that live in Seth Boyden, that risk their lives every night coming in from work, or those of us watching homes and businesses disappear east and west of Bergen Street or Clinton Avenue, not for ExxonMobil that has more revenue than all but 22 nation states around the globe, or Walmart that has a larger economy than 178 different countries, or those that participate in spending over $2 trillion a day on speculation and hedge funds. There is a recession, but not for those folks. And I see the only way up is more democracy, not less. Not using local democratic organizations to vote only for your friends and immediate family, and closing even the ability to nominate others. It's not schemes designed to suppress votes. It's not putting blacks against Latinos, remembering that it was black and Latino unity that got us the first black mayor. It's not about empowering individual chieftains and political landlords, but seizing and protecting the people's resources and the right to use these resources to feed and empower ourselves. It's not about using the church to lure people into the dark, but empowering religious institutions to lead people out of the dark. It's not about using our education. It's not about using our education, multi-syllabic words and high-minded quotes to trick people into giving away their goods or as a weapon to rob them of their dignity, but bring people close together, to meet them halfway, to understand that who much is given, much is required. Not to use your seat as a means to gain privilege and wield power, but to use your seat as a means to diminish privilege and hand over power. There is no more room for opportunism. No more room for opportunism, and worse, no more room for opportunists, whose guiding principle has always been money, that bear no belief, that take no stance, that hold no positions, just gross nihilism and selfish individual consumption, all at our expense, whose leader is whoever has the upper hand at the time, whose only drive is personal ambition. We need big leaders with big ambitions, so big, so huge, so outrageously vast that there will be enough room for the least of us. I say, let this be the beginning, the start of a time when all of us in every ward, despite the language we speak, the music we dance to, or the food we eat, come together. Every worker, no matter the nationality or street corner, the block or the hood, begin to come together and unite around what we have in common. Every worker, from bus drivers to ticket writers, from clerks to sanitation workers to security guards and teachers, to declare our undying love for this city simultaneously by vowing to take it back one street sign at a time, to protect our resources, to secure our neighborhoods, to surround our babies and forge our way forward together, to refuse to be victims, to no longer be separated, to shout against ignorance and mediocrity. I am from Newark, and I am proud to be born and raised in Newark, New Jersey. I succeeded in these public schools. I was born on the streets of Madison and Avon Avenue. I am no fiend, no bum, no junkie. I'm not lazy. I'm in a tradition of Sarah Vaughan and Willie the Lion Smith and Amiri and Amina Baraka, of hundreds and thousands of people that struggle every day to maintain their dignity and hold their lives together. And I just thank God. I thank God and the people of this great city for giving me the privilege to be in the front line with you today, to take up this mantle to serve the people of the South Ward and the residents of this city of my birth. I say thank you to all of you, even those that didn't want to see me here. Even those that didn't want to see me here, I say thank you to you too. And that time will tell, and victory will belong to the people. God bless you all. Godspeed, and good luck.